Nick Hawkins outside London Stadium, West Ham Fan TV. Got there in the end, and we started to look decent after a while.
Well, listen, we're used to slow starts now. I don't know whether it's we can't say it's because of the midweek, because none of them never played. Well, a couple played 20 minutes, but I think it can be quite difficult because we're going from the slower pace in the Europa League into that. So we're taking a bit of time to adjust, but like I say, a good win in the end, and we're starting to show. I think we're starting to show glimpses of what Moyes wants out of us. Yeah. Some of them little touches, one-touch passing is beautiful. Maybe every now and then one too many, but if this is what is coming, I'm excited.
I was just saying, that second half, it's starting to look like the players are starting to gel together. They're playing in spaces where they're not really used to playing.
Yeah, definitely, and I think a lot of that's down to Scamacca. If you actually watch him, what he does on the ball is fantastic. But if you watch him off the ball, you see him, tell him over here, give it to him, and he's put it into me. He's demanding where it's going. You see when Antonio come on, we didn't have that. We seemed to kind of fall off a little bit. But I mean, he got there with his goal in the end.
Very different styles of players, aren't they? One of them is very direct. One of them, he's very controlled. Yeah,
definitely. And I think also with the feeding he's getting from Paqueta as well, they seem to be on a different level. Them two, they know, Listen, I'm not going to compare Scamacca to Haaland because obviously it's a different thing. But if you watch the two play, the way they play, they want that space. They look for that space and they want the ball into that space. So he wants Paqueta to have it there because he knows he's going to find that space and he's going to put it there. So I'm excited for what's to come. I'll be honest with you.
Another great striker's finish today as well from Scamacca.
Yeah. It made you laugh because there was a couple that you would have thought were bread and butter. A couple of them headers, and then he does that, and it's like. Wow, let's not score an easy one. I'm bored of that. Let's get one that's really difficult. Yeah. Even that they tried to take away. I mean, how can you look for an offside and then go, oh no, now we look for a handball? It's like, what are they going for next? Did Fabianski kick it with his right foot?
The Fulham bench they was adamant that he'd handballed it.
Well, if you look at it there was one view where it showed it from behind, and you can see it. His hands were behind his back. There was nowhere near his hand. So it was definitely the right call. It took too long to get there. I think I would have been angry anyway, because if it takes that long to get to a decision, it's not clear and obvious. So, it had to stand. It had to stand. No two ways about it.
Starting to look a bit more like we did last season.
Yeah, well, I think we're starting to look better than we did last season. I think the intelligence is a lot higher. I think, the new guys that are coming have brought a different level of thinking to the game. I mean, you can't bring in German internationals, Brazilian internationals, and not have that influence on the others. So I think when we start actually knocking it about and looking for each other, like I say, it went wrong a couple of times today. They did that one pass too many, and it fell foul. But like I say, if this is what's coming, we're showing glimpses of it now, and it's obviously what he's seen in training day in day out. And he's starting to go from we've been doing it in the Europa games, and now we're starting to do it in the league as well, and it's going well. We can't knock it now.
Fantastic. If anyone is watching this for the first time, Mr. Mina Art, he's a fantastic artist. Go and check out his webpage. But thank you very much for joining us. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Cheers, son.